Happy New Year, everybody! We are back today with a fun little carving that I have wanted to do for a long time in many different ways, but not so much in the dowel carving, but I really want to do it in the dowel or in a stick or in a piece of wood. So when I say a dowel, I'm referring to a 1-inch hardware store dowel. They're poplar. You don't have to buy basswood dowels. They're poplar. And like I said many times, I'll say it again, at the hardware store, if you can get your fingernail in it, that's a good piece of a dowel. But as we'll see today, that I've run out of my nice soft stuff, and then we're using a harder piece. But stick, you can just make it stick. Take the bark off it, one by one, basswood, pine, whatever. Just round it over. This is really bright, eh? Just round it over. So, but enough of that. This is what we're going to be making. A variation of our little cardinals with the turned head. Now you say, why are the heads all turned? Because I couldn't fit a cardinal straight with the beak sticking out this way in our little dowel, and I like them. I really like them. They're not all the same. Some are different, right? But that's our project for today. Real fun. Really, it's a beautiful bird. In fact, the females are just as beautiful in my opinion. But you know, this shape too. This shape will lend itself to not just a cardinal either. You could configure a blue jay out of that with the painting. Cockatiel, parrot, whatever. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. So without further ado, let's get cracking. All right, we got our dowel here. This dowel is, what is it? It is 5 inches or so, but it doesn't matter if it's, 3.5, 4 inches. It just depends what you want to put it on, right? So we're going to stick with the dowel instead of the sticks or the basswood, just because this is a very generic, very simple, and it's the same right across the board, whereas sticks may vary. And I look forward to doing these kind of things in sticks on camping trips and whatnot, okay? So this way it's exact and we don't have to think about it. But first thing we're going to do is going to come down here about good 2.5 inches, which is, what's that, 63 millimeters or so. And then we're going to put a center line on it. Okay, that's the bottom, that's the top. All right, you can take that line and just kind of roughly go across. Okay, just like so. All right, we got 2 more measurements to do here. So this cardinal, as you can see, has his head turned. Get your words out, Doug. Turned his head just so he'll fit within the dowel, okay? But the body does not turn, so the body is this way and the head is turned, okay? So that, therefore, man, I haven't spoken enough today. Therefore, I'm going to put these marks over here and go around 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inches. And that would be what? What would that be? That's 18 and 36 millimeters, all right? I'm going to take that around roughly. It's not important. Just going to run that around the best you can. All right. And then, well, let's think about this. That's the bottom of the tail, okay? Bottom of the tail sits like this. Head is turned like this. So it's not a true quartered. We're going to go a little bit on an angle. All right, so more of an X from there, okay? And we'll take that line down here. And that will be the center of the beak in the bottom, all right? But let's put him aside and let's just jump right into it. Right at the bat, bottom of the tail. Let's get that set in there, a little angle cut. We'll cut up to it. Folks, this is one of those hard dowels. I had a good run with some nice, beautifully soft dowels. And I thought I was going to save some and I used it all up on my practice pieces. But bottom of the tail, and again, we're going to be cutting off all the outer edge of the wood just so that the paint takes the same. But if you want to go right down the bottom now, you can from the tail, but we'll do it at the end anyway. Okay, go fairly, what is that, a good healthy 1/8 of an inch. All right, just like so. Okay, coming over here, this is gonna be right here, right here. All right, so we're gonna come in, and we're only gonna do this right on that line for now. Well, this is a tough one. Yikes! But let's bully through it, because you might get a tough one, so we can relate to each other. All right. Top of your post, stump, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be straight in. It can be a little bit of an angle, or it can be straight in if you want it to be. But we're just in there like so. All right. That's a healthy 1/4 inch in. All right. This line here, this is the beak. All right. Right there. Beak is the point of that line. So we're going to go down, and this is just rough setting everything up. All right. Oh, you are a miserable dowel. Wow. All right, now I'm going to go the other way. Go up. All right. Put my line back in. All right. All right. Now, we got one more line to do. If that's the bottom line there, which you can hardly see, let's come down 1/4 inch, 3/8, and come across a healthy 1/2 inch. And then you see that line there? Let's go a little bit wide. Somewhat similar. All right, see that? This is just, I'm just winging that. It's not that critical. Same thing, gonna go down and go up to it. All right. So as this is the bottom, so you see, that's the bottom of the tail feathers, that's the bottom of the wings. Okay. Then we're gonna run the wings, cut down, on that line, cut down. All right. And they're gonna come right up beside. So, come along the side here, like so, and like so. All right, I can go a little bit deeper, I think. A little bit deeper. So these pop out just a little bit more. This side's not too bad. All right. Now we know where to tuck the tail feathers in. Okay. So we'll bring those tail feathers up. Just like that. Right. So we're going to do the same idea again. And then we're going to leave this alone and go up to the head. We'll do all the finishing touches at the end. Okay. I set that glove out there. I should put that. You know what? Let's do that. I set that out to be a good example on these, because them are slippery and they like to roll and slide. So, not that it's not always a good idea, but sometimes it's a better idea than others. Right? Okay. Miserable piece of, I split that off already, but that's okay because we're going to angle that side a bit. This knife that I'm using, I'm going to bring up those edges too, kind of round them, around the bottom a bit. Knife that I'm using today is a OCC Tools, I think it's 1 3/8 inches. Real nice little knife. This is one of my first knives. The good old Gene Messer was using a Ron Wells knife, which became, I'm going to forget all the names that they've been, Denny, and then it became OCC Tools. So I believe this is either the, no, I know it's a OCC tool knife, all right? But nice little knives. Okay, so that's the tail side, roughed out, not complete in any way. Okay, now we got our line here. So right about from this shoulder area here, we're gonna angle. We're gonna come to that line, right from that line. Just kind of mohawk in the side of that head. Close to the line, this side. That's why that line is nice. So now we're keeping everything square. We can't help but to make it square with the line on there. Let me show you something here. This was my last dowel. Took the whole thing off in one. So when you're at the hardware store, try and get your fingernail. If your fingernail can put a nice dent in it easily, that's a good dowel. This one here, not so much. But like I said, I want to feel your pain too when you tell me that your dowel is hard. All right, see what we did there? Kind of a goofy looking piece of wood there, but that's what it is. On our little birdie here, we don't need, you can see there's a little swale. If that line comes straight up, you can see how that's in a bit. So we can take off, my goodness. You know, we can shorten that up a bit. All right. There, we shortened it up. All right, now you can see the line on the beak here, that's centered. So now I'm going to go across here, and I want to, what is that? That's probably a 45-degree angle. I'm going to thin up the side of that right to the point of that beak one way, and the same thing the other way. So that our beak is pointed when we're done. Almost there. See that? All right. Now, from that point, we're going to come across. See our head? We're going to come right like that. Okay. And of course, we don't want a flat head, so we're going to thin that again. Both sides. All right. Get a little bit of a hook in there. That's where we're at. All right. Now, when you see the thickness, can you see that? So we're going to put shoulders on our bird just below the beak. All right. So basically we're thinning the whole head like that. See that? I'm going to do that all the way around. Keep coming back, looking at it straight on. Make sure you're happy. All right. So that side's a little bit lower than that side, so I gotta go down a little bit. All right, not bad, not bad. Now, this little crown up here, this little tuft of feathers, that's all it is feathers. So we need to really thin that. These feathers don't have any meat in them. All right, and we can even come in the back here and put a little cut in the back just to show that's a. Maybe on the side. There you go. Just something that'll show a little. All right. Now let's leave that alone for a minute. Actually, let's bring up the corners of the beak. See that? That's a flat bottom. We want to make the little angle cuts up each side. Like so. Okay. That bark is from our new puppy, Billy. So I'll show him to you soon. I won't talk about him because he must be seen. Ridiculous dog. All right. Now that I've worn most of this line off of here, we can finish that right around feather side to feather side. That's it. Sorry, guys. Okay. That'll make the wood softer, won't it? Trying to create a uniform ledge around here. Right to the feather. See that? All right. Nope, not all right. One more cut here over here. There we go. All right, so now we got that cut in. You can see that's all pretty uniform cuts. Still has some outer wood here, so I'm just gonna go around, thin that a little bit more, but really just make nice little facets all around. Nothing in lines, randomly set. All right. So easy to have a row of facets. So you gotta go up and down, up and down. Okay, look at that. Looks nice and even. All right, I can live with that. I could clean that out a little bit better on the bottom. So what is this bird sitting on? It could be a post, it could be a stump, or whatever you want it to be. So you can make it accordingly. If you want to if you had a branch, you could have that on a branch and have a branch come outside. I think I put a knot hole on one of these. See that? Little knot. These are just pretty generic facets on there, but yeah, we got to go around and we want to take all that face wood off because the paint will take it differently if you leave that tool edge on there. Alright, so run that around. Quick like a bunny. Let's go, go, go. Yeah, so I like to this summer on the camping trips really focus on sticks and make these all these dowel stick carvings that I've been doing. It'd be nice to make in the bush with real sticks, not just a dowel. But what a great way to learn what you're carving with something from the hardware store. All right, so that's still a factory edge on the side of the wing. I want to just kind of round that over a bit. All right, we're gonna do. We're gonna take our pencil here. Let's split that wing. All right, we'll do a little V up here. All right, so stick my knife in 45 this way. 45 this way. Hopefully I can just cut that out. That. And like, see that's slippery. But okay, that's the top of our wing. And then we'll just take that down, 45. If you had a V tool, you could make this carving go a lot faster, but I'm sticking to the knife. So hard to see, but it's there. I think I'll just do a little chip out of the bottom here. I'm going to separate them. All right. All right. Make a little shadow in there behind there. I always say I'm filming and I don't want you to be bored, but if you take your time and go around and undercut things and make things pop a little bit more, you get just a little bit better result. Just a little bit of shadow under the tail, under the wings and whatnot. All right, but we're gonna do some eyeballs on this fella. All right. Now I struggled with these eyes for a long time until I figured out a little system. So actually I lied too soon. Let's put the beak on. Do the beak and then we'll do the eyes. All right. So let me show you some mistakes. This is the beak that I like. It's a bigger, taller beak. That's when I started out and I didn't really know one of my practice ones. Tiny beak. Don't like tiny beak. That's why I turn it this way. All right. I like that beak. Same as that. Bigger beak. Nice big beak. All right. So if I want to draw a line across here, like that. All right. That's how big we're talking. But be very, very careful. I'm just going to put my knife on here. Just sliding my knife on there. Don't push at any point. That'll break so fast. Just very gently easing it in there. It's not too deep. All right. See? This side, nice and light. All right. And you can kind of round it a little bit. but that's our beak is set. Now, either you can paint this sucker orange and take a fine black marker and open it up, or carefully do a little tiny little V cut. Open that beak up. All right. Slide it down one way. All right. That's our beak. Okay. Now I'm going to take my knife here. I'm just gonna come up on each side of that, just so the two equal planes like that. See that? Right about the top of the beak here, I'm going to draw a line across here. I'm going to draw a line across here and hope they look the same. Not bad. Okay. Then I'm going to put a line this way and a line this way. Like that. And you are not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So I got a piece of wood here. If you try to draw an eyeball, that eyeball sticks proud of the bird. It doesn't. It's not an inset eye. Okay. But if you try to draw that around there, it's very difficult. Okay. So the idea with that line, let me cut that off. All right. So I drew a line on there. Let's do this really big. I said that's how big I want my eye. All I'm gonna do is stick my knife in, straight in like that, straight in like that. All right. Then I know that those cuts end here and here. I'm just gonna go across like that, like that, like that, like that. Just a little stab it in here. Stab it in here. All right. Stab it in here. And of course here. Then I'm going to come from here. I'm going to come across. 45. Right from there. 45. That. Come this way. And this way. Okay. Now I can just start rounding. And you can take all the time you want rounding that. I'm not going to get too carried away on a scrap of wood, but much easier. All right, but yeah, you can fiddle around all the edges down. All right. And then you get your ball, right? So that's what I'm going to do here. I go in, over, over. I'm only going to do one side, guys. Don't worry, I won't bore you with doing both sides, but there's my little thing there. I come across on an angle. Come across an angle. A little chip pops out. Train comes by again. Come down. I can hardly see that if there's a little whisker left in there. Yep. Tough old dowel. Okay. Now I'm gonna go around that. And the beauty of this, take that pencil line off there if I can. The beauty of this whole thing here is that it's all going to be black. You're going to paint it black so that it's let me get my brush here. See that? You can hardly see the ball, but you need the ball. So there you go. You can smooth that out a little bit, but anyway, I'll do the other side and come back. All right, 2 eyes. That's all you need. 3 would be funny looking. I'm gonna put a little bit of a hook on that tail feather there. It's not a tail feather either, I know that, whatever you call that thing. There. Alright, so I'm looking around. I want to make sure I got lots of, like I said, lots of small facets, no facets in a line. You know, looking around. Alright, I'm going to leave this one. Where is this one? That's what that looks like. Painted up. Alright, just plain. If you want to get creative, you can take where's the one I did some wood burning on this one. The one with the little knot there, this is all wood burnt. These little lines, did all the undercutting with the wood burner. But the rest of these are just very light black paint wash in all the cuts and shadows, and then painted the red. See that? So just a little bit of a black wash. It doesn't take much at all, just to give a little shadow of color. But yeah, but otherwise just put some little V-cuts up there. But I think I like it. See, I ended with these ones. Now we're getting a little chubbier now, and I like them chubby like that. Okay, so these 3 are probably my best. These are more practice ones back here. I guess this guy's in the same category. All right, but you can see how I just kind of painted them a little bit, kind of a blend in between. But best thing to do would be to do a Google search of a do a Google search of Cardinal, just so you know where to paint and whatever. But anyway, like I said, take your time, go around, undercut things, give it shadows. All right, but I'd say all in all, I'm pretty tickled with that. Put some water on here just to show off all the cuts and shadows. There you go. That is our turned head Cardinal. And a stubborn old tough Dowel. But I like it. Oh boy, look at this. This is my new puppy. Hey? This is Billy. Billy is a she. Billy is a Newfie Poo. And like I said, just a puppy. But how old are you? I think she's 13 weeks. So she's gonna be a big girl. But we couldn't we had to get her, didn't we? So anyway, there you go. That's the barker. That's the barks you hear. So we got Finn and Gwen, and now Billy. So say hi. Hello, everybody. All right. Sounds like a horse running around up here, but there is our fun little Cardinal carving. Hope you like it. Hope I make some of these out on a trip in a stick sometime, but very enjoyable. I always loved Cardinals, and I always wanted to carve a Cardinal. And this Dowel, I don't know what you think about these Dowel carvings, but I just find that these Dowel carvings make carving so accessible to everybody across the board. So stick, Dowel, like I showed you earlier, the round a piece of 1x1 square, just make it round. or take a stick. Unfortunately, in this kind of carving, it'd be cool to have that cardinal with the bark, but just because of all the thinning in the tails and the feathers, you have to take the bark off to get the depth. So in this case, it doesn't quite work with the bark left on, but it's free wood, man. Anyway, thanks for anybody who hit the tip jar this week, and yeah, I look forward to getting back outside and doing some stuff. It's been a rainy, after lots of snow, we've got rain and warm temperatures. Now we're going cold again and sleet and dirty weather, but we'll be out again, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, everybody.